Hello there everyone and welcome back. You have voted and you have chosen Tau apparently. Hell, almost half of you basically voted Tau, so it was pretty close to unanimous there, I have to say. And I will be honest, it's been about maybe a year, a little bit roughly around a year since I actually played Tau, because I played as them for when they were released way back in, August, September I think it was, and then played them all the way up to where they are now basically, so most of my ships are already level 8, some are really damn close to level 9, and Custodian and the Stronghold still have a little bit of work left for them there. So I got a lot of time in with them before I suppose they were figured out as far as the kiting bombing strategy. Although ultimately, I don't think Tau in general are all that bad. I think it's mostly the Custodian that's the real culprit there, because it has the unusual trait of being able to launch 6 bomber waves, on top of the fact that it has the energy shield to double the amount of damage they take there basically before they're getting destroyed, and I'm not quite sure how that interaction works with the point defense. Does it start shooting down the closest fighters first, or is it spread out between all 6 squadrons? That is where I feel like part of the problem maybe with the Custodian, as far as like the bombers being so ridiculous, as we've seen in many of the videos, the recordings I've had facing off against the damn Custodian. But the Protector, the Demiurge, I don't think are all too terribly bad. The Demiurge without a doubt have ridiculous burst damage when they get in close, and the micro warp jump basically negates their force insubordination trait. Where is that at? Where is that hiding at? Faith in the Tauva, I don't think that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, they're mercenaries, that's what it is. They automatically insubordinate when they reach 30% health, and when you can micro warp jump to basically negate their means to warp on out, then they're a lot more potent than they really should be in all seriousness there. Because this thing is only 216 points, it's basically a battleship as far as the cost is for all the upgrades and that, and it damn well has the durability of a battleship at that too. So it's a fearsome beast, without a doubt, and with the micro warp jump, the stealth alloy on hand, because really I'm probably the only one who's actively using the stealth alloy for strongholds, at least it seemed like it. Everything else though, I'm kind of foregoing the stealth alloy even before I found out about the means to track the audio cues, so it remains to be seen if the stealth alloy is really practical. But this is my fleet in general. Most of them are air cache there. I have one Daleth there that's earth cache, as well as the Custodian, which was a water cache ship, but for the purposes of getting upgrades needed to kind of make this thing a fearsome ship, I decided to go with the earth cache as well. I do like the value of the water cache, the potential it brings there, although it remains to be seen how effective the Nikasar can be, as opposed to the Wardens, because most people don't really care about frigates in general, but as additional point defense, especially due to the fact the Messenger and the Custodian, the Messenger and the Custodian here have the advanced tracking system to double the effectiveness of their point defense. Extra frigates are definitely warranted, even if they only are, 3 point defense, 6, when you consider upgrade mine with the additional point defense. It's been a long time since I actually used these ships here, and of course since they're a DLC ship, I might as well explain what they're actually capable of too, for those who may not even realize why they're getting stomped so badly. A lot of it comes down to the deflector here. 75 armor on the front there, so long as the prow isn't destroyed, but they also have the additional effect of adaptive deflector. Their shields also gain the benefit of the 75 armor. These things, while may seem flimsy at first there with the 400 health on the emissaries, 600 health on the protectors, that rapidly changes when you consider the adaptive deflector and the amount of shields that they have on their ships there, especially with the additional 100 points as well for the additional void shield generator. These things are durable as hell. The only one real weakness they have is getting rammed up close, especially if you can ram their side there where the deflector isn't as potent. But nonetheless, these things are fearsome, on top of the fact that every single one of them is almost yielding, turret weaponry, so they can basically fire almost any arc. Most effective in the prow, mind you, because it is technically 180 degrees and not the true 270. But I think I talked on long enough there. The Manta Bombers are coming out to play, the Railguns are coming out to play, hell, I'm even been focusing mostly on a railgun type of build. Extend the ion cannons to match the railguns, and if I can get away with lock-ons, enhance the range damage potential even further. Although I do question why I have the protectors with the acquisition systems as well, because I think I'm using it more as a tanky ship. So I may want to change that, we'll see. But let's get this start, and hopefully it doesn't go too horribly for me. Alright, we're gonna jump right into the big battle here, so... I can't remember for the life of me what Blue actually has for a fleet composition, so... It just begs the question, do I go with the Custodian or do I go with the Protectors and the Railgun build? Because I'm not entirely certain how likely Novacans are going to be prevalent here. I might as well go with the fun build there. Let's try and get a Stronghold in, or a Bastion. Maybe get some experience on this level 6. And yeah, we'll just get ourselves acclimated again with this fleet. We will see. I'm not going to have any frigates for this fight here, but with the mobility the aircraft gives me, I should be able to dodge relatively well. We'll see. We will see. Alright. With that all said, yeah, this is like later in the night for me here, so we'll see what happens. Let's get ourselves acclimated, and hopefully we can put on a good show there, because he's either going to have Novacans, which thankfully I do have additional shields on my Protectors to soak that damage. Now, it seems really obvious where my Demiurge are going to be. Good God. There's only one direction to go for practically all the asteroid belts. Thankfully it has the stealth alloy, but we're going to have to play very cautious and slow. And mind you, be mindful again of the Novacans, because the Sauces are a little bit vulnerable, but I do have repair drones that kind of serve as an additional means of repairing my health. Now, let's pick the Monka, I suppose, because it's the more all-round kind of thing. It helps with boarding, it helps with getting critical hits on components, so we'll stick with that. Yes, you could choose your subcategory there, with the other ones for increased accuracy at long range, which is going to be a little bit trickier to pull off, but since I'm kind of equipped for it, it should be okay, in theory. Also, let's get this thing moving, let's get this charging, and just take our time. So we should be able to dodge this relatively well, but I am definitely not against boosting if necessary. I don't need to rush this. I probably should boost because he is all torpedoes. I have that confirmation now. I don't quite have a mission dissipator, but I'm fine with that. I have the speed to just avoid him all day. And meanwhile, my Demiurge can get his strength in, get his charge going, and get all set up. Now, boosters are about to come back off. Let's just get turned around and just take our time. I don't need to rush any of this. If I can get a detection of some kind for some secret missile harass, that'll be great in that regard. And I also have fighters to help to an extent, but we'll see. How's charge going on the mine lasers? 3 charges. And again, I have fighters to help with this, so I'm in no rush. Although if I had the Custodian, this would make it a lot more simpler too. He is boosting up, that's fine. I'm waiting for the fighters to do their thing. Don't disappoint me, thank you. And I'm just gonna leave that there. Let's see. Okay, he's charging up again. Now, this is where we start splitting up. I gotta keep an eye on my boosters, mind you, but the Sauces should be fine for the most part. Especially with this wreckage here. I don't need to rush any of this, although my boosters are about to come off, so let's be careful of that. Charge almost done. Alright, fighters, do your thing. And he has a mission dissipators, which is really weird considering the circumstances. It's not a usual trait, but the charge is pretty much all done here. I think we're golden. Now we just gotta get our trap all prepared.
Switching to cruising speed.
Alright, I can dodge this relatively easily without even having to use boosters. Thanks for giving me some charge time. I will happily accept it, because it's very much needed. Although he is going to be kind of playing that long range type of game, isn't he? Judging by the fact that he is using a mission dissipator, so I have a wreckage here, I have speakins, I can spot him relatively well. The big question is, when do we spring our trap? When do we spring the trap of the Demiurge? Because I don't need to do a whole lot. I have this here. Let's see. Alright, so go on in. He is going to try and go for an attack here, I feel like, so let's get ready for that. I have the range on the Sauces really well, so they should be fine there. Now, Demiurge, get on moving. He knows there's a Demiurge there. The real question is, can I trick him into that? Let's see. Let's get this going. Oop, let's not get too carried away, shall we? And we do have emission dissipators. The big problem here is he coming after my Sauces or not? I have boosters, so we're good in this regard.
Something to mine there.
Just keep on going. I still have plenty of boosters, honestly, so I'm good in this regard. Just gotta make sure I'm out of the stasis bomb in time. Keep these going. So this works out well. Can I in any way kill those shields for a supercharged void shield though? Without preferably ramming myself. Nope, I'm not going to. So that is unfortunate.
Demiurge Brotherhood responding.
Now get on moving in there. We do have repair drones going. Now let's focus on this thing nice and quickly. Because we can dodge relatively well, we can do a lot of damage. We just gotta, again, get through. I don't know what the point with that was, but okay. But I'm not gonna get quite the charge just yet. And I am getting hit by something. What's hitting me? Oh, it's just random macro cans, isn't it? Alright. So yeah, I'm taking a lot of macro cans here, so that's a little unfortunate, but... So let's try and murder this thing as quickly as possible. I'm gonna let it go. This is a bit of a trial run regardless. I did get spread out there, but this should do a lot of damage. The prow is gone, damage is all gone. And now everything's insubordinate, so that's a little unfortunate. Can we at least kill this stronghold relatively quickly? Or this battleship, because it's getting murdered. It will die relatively quickly, mind you, and I do have the repair drones to help in this regard. It is almost dead. Kill the battleship. Get the brace for impact going. Oh, and it actually survived. That might be short-lived, mind you, but it survived. This is a bit of a weird match, without a doubt, but... Yeah, my hotkeys are messing up too, but... I think we got this. I just hope I can keep my ships alive and minimize the damage. I think that's all I want to do at this point. Clean up the mess. Preserve our levels, if possible. Try to, anyway. Yeah, this is a win. It didn't look like it, I'm not gonna lie. But with this wreckage... Yeah, and the Sauce is gonna die, but they were my higher level ships, so that's fine. Demiurge is a bit of a different story, you jerk. Now, get yourself turned around, damn it. We'll get brace for impact and just weather the storm. If he rams me, then that's fine. I have brace for impact, he doesn't right now. And bombers will seal the deal. Ha, you thought you could ram my side? I was prepared for that. I got a little bit lucky because I was guessing which side he was going to teleport to, mind you. But again, I have brace for impact, he does not. Even with the health benefit he has. So, without a doubt, that was tense. It didn't seem like I was going to win that. I even think I said in the video while we were doing the match that I think this is a loss, but... Somehow we got the critical hits we need on the prow, if nothing else on the retribution, so that kept the stronghold, or the bastion, alive. But, more of the story there. I think I got spread out a little bit too much by torpedoes, but the air cache was hopefully doing well. Well, it wasn't really for my Sauces, I kind of neglected them. if I used their high energy turns more to kind of dodge those, that would have helped some. And at least one of my sauces escaped. I didn't cancel the mutiny, I forgot about that. Maybe it could have turned the tide a little bit more to keep it alive, but that's part of what I meant. I pretty much thought I lost that already, so I'm a little bit shocked how well that went. But we are seeing the glitching out background yet again. I don't know if it's my game or it's just Battlefleet Gothic in general. It only seems to happen with Tau for whatever reason. And I remember that from way back when I was actually playing Tau the first time. The broken background. But a damn promising start, without a doubt. I just still would like to get my experience in. And there's no point in repairing this again, is there? Because the Lost and Warp effect's still kind of what's keeping it from me feeling it regardless. But a promising start nonetheless. Very damn promising start. And the main reason I feel like, at least for the protectors, why that was helping so much is while the boosters are active, while the boosters are active, I basically have a hollow field active for all the, macro cannons. So even though I was technically running away with the protectors all that time, I was still evading all the damage he could have been doing with any stray macro shots, even if my adaptive deflector wasn't being utilized fully. Although my sauces were getting wrecked, let's not kid ourselves. They could have used an adaptive deflector and I could have put more attention to controlling them, mind you. But at the same time, once I start getting rammed, things go horribly wrong for me. Because my shields don't help me when I'm getting rammed, or dealing with anything that ignores my shields for that matter. Alright, so 600 point Convoy. Against Chaos no less. So I'm wondering how valuable a Demiurge would be in this matchup here. Because the protectors with the repair drones are probably going to be pretty important for the long-range harassment Chaos has, and if I ever screw up with the Bastion trying to get the jump on them, I feel like it's a death sentence if it doesn't do the damage it needs to with the Kite Laser. Never mind the fact I might be on a bit of a clock with this being a convoy mission. So I feel like that might be out of the question, but this is a bit of a trial phase. We're trying to get reacclimated with Tau, and it might be pretty difficult to do. But thankfully, I do have... I'm really wondering the value of like a messenger for this. Because how likely would he have like heavy amount of fighters to make a messenger even useful? Because I already have 2 protectors to easily deal with like a devastation or even a single stig, if nothing else. So I should be fine, you would think. And the Castellan at least has enough potent firepower and a couple extra secret missiles to help really contribute for a long-range engagement if push comes to shove. Hell, it's currently the only ship that has like 12,000 range without me locking on, because I haven't really invested in the extended range for my railguns just yet. And that's mainly why, because I want to have the ion cannons also able to contribute. Sure, they may only do 4 points of damage each, but if they're firing consistently, they're basically just as potent as any regular turret lance can be. So they're still going to be a welcome addition, especially when I'm starting to chip through the hull, the armor there. Especially for something like Imperial Navy, because I'm certain that may have helped a little bit with how I won up against Blue. And that was like last night. This is a new day for me here. Still a little fatigued, and we may have trouble trying to defend the convoy if they get spotted prematurely. So let's see what happens here. I do have amazing firepower to kind of fight Chaos at range, but the big difference is my health pool. I have only 400, 600 health on these ships here. I do have the repair drone to help some, but with him always being able to hit, I could be on a bit of a clock once he sticks a beacon on me. Thankfully I have enough beacons on my own to kind of brute force an engagement, worst case situation, but I need to make sure I stick a beacon on him first is going to be the hard part. Thankfully railguns are really damn good at shooting down shields, but if he has a supercharged void shield, then that easily kind of makes my attempts to bring down the shield basically burns my first beacon, is what I'm trying to say. And each beacon is really damn valuable for this matchup. And I would like to hide... can I hide one more in there? It's a bit risky. I like to keep everything behind my ship if at all possible, but if he shoots like a regular recon probe at me, then they're just going to get caught in the crossfire. So let's keep an open mind about this. Hell, if anything, let's just make them guess which side they're on here, because at least on the side of the asteroid belt I can protect these two. I can't protect the ones on the left so much. So let's go with Kao Yang. It's basically half of, what is it, the, what is it, the Imperial Navy Accuracy Enhancement. I forget what the upgrade's actually called, mind you, but let's see. We kind of know where he's at. Thankfully, he's over on the right, so that gives me a little bit of time. Now, let's look for a window to push. Because he is coming straight at me there. And I have the beacons to kind of do damage. I just gotta make sure I don't get too separated, because the repair drones are, after all, my protectors. But they also are the ones I want to take the damage, too, so... With lock-on, with the extended range, these things can safely hang back relatively well. So, he is coming right at me, though. Let's get ready. This may be a little bit premature, but... Let's see. Let's try and take these shields out. I am going to take some lances. And let's at least stick a beacon on. It's not going to do much on its own, mind you, but... Any damage I could do is welcome damage. Now let's get the protectors going up forward. They're supposed to draw the fire, ideally. Everything else, get on up. We have more beacons. Now let's switch our target since he just completely forfeit this. And keep an eye on my shield health, ideally. Because if the shields can go down quickly, then I could just stick another beacon on him. There. Now wait for my secret missiles to come back up. I'm hoping the autocast actually hit the target I wanted, but... Oh, I accidentally autocast with all of them, so that was not what I want. And no, you are not going into the minefield. Not yet. But this is gonna hurt, so... Double repair drones. Keep shooting at the stick. It's what he's using to hide with at the moment, so... Gotta be careful of these frigates. I am doing a lot of damage, mind you, but I'm right against the minefield, so I can't... Well, I can actually turn it. Did I see it? I don't recall seeing that damn stasis bomb. This is getting irritating when this happens. I'm not gonna lie, I don't believe that was actually there. But I am still doing a ton of damage. I just can't very well with this, with the stasis bomb now. But that'll be short-lived. I heard another stasis bomb. Where the hell did that go? I'm not sure. This is gonna die quickly, so let's let's try and kill this thing quickly. Try and soak damage. Get moving. This protector is going to take the hits. If we are firing at the stig, mind you, but at the same time we have a beacon on it, so I'm willing to try and engage fully. Now protect this thing as much as possible. Probably not going to happen. Come on, just kill this thing already. You are in a pretty optimal range for firing right now. Alright, so the micro warp jump's taking effect here last, so... Not much I could do about that aside for more micro... Okay, he's warping over to the convoy now, so let's be careful here. Swift and silent, we prowl space. My repair drones soaked what damage they could, but now we're not going to be able to do what we need to. I can still do damage. The repair drones, I don't think are going to do very much now. We're just getting outclassed due to the brace for impact. Maybe I should have just switched targets immediately after, in all honesty, once the brace for impact was done, because it is still 70 armor when I have no means to reliably pierce through his armor penetration. He stopped my repairs at a bad time too. So I wonder if I should just warp out now, because I don't think I can just kill off these ships with everything jumping. Weaponry is dying, but not going to do me a lot of good yet. And protector's gone. I might as well just warp out now and see if he'll let me. He said before, but we'll see if that's true or not. I would like some experience, mind you. It was just too slow of damage, mind you. If I get spotted and try and get aggressive, then I'm probably going to lose the match even with the repair drones. We'll see. He's not going to let the protector live, is he? No, don't do it. Huh. So much for letting my ships live, huh? I sense a liar. I sense a liar. But still, if I probably should have seriously just switched targets and forced all the orders on the brace for impact, which is kind of funny considering the Stig was, after all, the one doing the siege cloud, so he shouldn't have even had access to a brace for impact for all that, right? Well, to see, because it should still be a ridiculous amount of damage even with the 50 armor. Maybe the Seeker missiles didn't do the best of damage, mainly because he did have a Stig shooting down the Seeker missiles. But this will be a learning experience there. I do get a little bit of experience at least for a ship. But what is it? I'm trying to think of what levels they were at. The protectors were already level 8. One of them was level 6, mind you. I just don't know if that was the one that died or not. And quite frankly, it was just too slow, despite the fact I had the convenience of engaging him so early on where he couldn't even micro-warp jump. If this was a cruiser class, he could easily micro-warp jump him out of way and I couldn't really focus fire effectively. So I'm interested in what I can yield about that. What was keeping this thing alive so long? Hard to really say, and he's taking forever killing off these ships, so I'll just skip to the end of the match, I suppose. Alright, so trying to get as super aggressive I is going to assume may not work as well as I like, unless I could somehow catch him off guard for whatever reason. Because I can brute force a beacon onto him a little bit. I just gotta make sure I'm not burning them carelessly. Because I can beacon the Hellbringer, force it out of the way, but then I only have 2 beacons left for like the next battle, so hard to really say, and apparently I lost both my protectors in that match up there, so well, yeah, I did lose both of them, didn't I? So no experience for either of them. And this one was actually pretty close to its level 7 as well. So it does ultimately come down to the value of the Bastion or the Stronghold, needless to say, because of how easily he can just jump away, let alone what we see in a micro-warp jump. And I don't really have the convenience of Auger Disruptor unless I want to forfeit a lot of my vision, which is going to be a big concern there. Even with the extended sensors, I have extended sensors on all the frigates, mind you, but I don't think that's as helpful for me as I like, especially with my railguns shooting at 9,000 unit range. Alright, we got ourselves a Tau mirror match here. Nidjo is in on the playing field, and to be honest, I'm kind of interested in fielding my Custodian to serve as kind of like the bait to draw all the firepower. Especially if he seems to be fielding a Demiurge as well, then this would serve me pretty well. Because normally what I've been doing, way back when I was playing Tau, was have the Custodian as the mainstay, with a couple of frigates maybe against the bombers, and they have the point defense to kind of help in that regard. While I have, what is it, 2 Sauces? Is it a Sauce? Well, Sauce and Protector maybe? To kind of flank and hit away from the deflector, let alone the adaptive deflector, because once the shields go down, then I could do a lot of damage to the hull itself, and possibly win that matchup. And it's not so much a concern anyway against the Stronghold if he goes aggressively with it. But is that what I want to do? Let's see, if I go with 2 Sauces, what would that be like? I feel like maybe I should go with a Protector instead, have a couple of bombers to help support, and all the Wardens go with the Custodian. I'm not entirely certain how I feel it. I'm pretty certain I wanted to try the Dalef with the Custodian, and then use all the frigates to go with the Emissary. Well, let's see, I think I would only be able to field a single Emissary there, but I would at least have the points for the Dalef to join the Custodian, contribute with additional fighters, more frigates to kind of provide auxiliary support, and of course they have the extended sensors, so I'm not quite certain this is a fleet comp I want to do. But the idea is, of course, like I said, if he goes with the Custodian at least, then I'm going to try and attack from an awkward angle, whereas Adaptive Deflector cannot contribute in the fight very well. Whereas hopefully my Custodian will be in a prime position. A lot of it is going to come down to positioning there, and I guess I'm so lucky that he doesn't have an asteroid belt for the possible Stronghold. Not that I'm going to benefit from my asteroid belts in this matchup. Either way, how do I want to engage? Positioning of my Custodian is pretty damn key, I feel like. And with the Celestial Body here, I kind of would like to go there. I need to use this Custodian as proper bait, so it kind of needs to be in the middle a little bit, because I don't have the convenience of Stealth Alloy. but I do have air cache, so if he decides to go after these ships, then I can very easily turn them around and disengage. Relatively safely, I want to argue, but we'll see. Also, I need to make sure my frigates are actually positioned properly here. This is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to have frigates in the same group with my custodian, and they're going to fall ahead of the custodian too, which could be a bit of a problem. But I'm excited to see how this works out. Let's just play smart. And I guess I go with Moncada because destroying the prow is probably going to be really damn good. So 4 ships, no custodian here. Interestingly. We'll see what he does then in that case. Let us draw out the custodian and let him know it's here. Actually, I should be listening for him. Just in case. Okay, I hear the beacon. So he is right in the middle there. I gotta be careful of the secret missiles, but at the same time, it's a goddamn custodian. I'm kind of okay with that. So, 2 strongholds. This is gonna be fun. I'm kind of okay with this. I gotta make sure he doesn't swarm the custodian real easily, though. That's the only catch. And with it only going 150 speed, that could be a bit of a problem. Because he is going to micro-warp jump and then I'll have to commit fully to killing the damn strongholds. So that's a big problem with that. He thankfully does not have the asteroid belt to kind of charge him very well, but let's see if we can get some chipping damage, if nothing else. Because go ahead, fire your secret missiles at these things. I need to be mindful that those secret missiles are going after my warden, mind you, but the custodian can easily cover it. And I'll try and get some harassment damage while the custodian gets in a prime position. I want this to be kind of my fallback point, especially if the demiurge are getting aggressive, but it's going to be hard to say with since I basically go in the same speed as him. But I should be able to deal with these torpedoes really well, because the additional reroll to my point defense transfers over to the wardens as a bonus, so they should be pretty potent as is. Let's just not get careless. I'm probably still going to take a little bit of damage. Just make sure a prow is on the secret missiles because they can negate the damage relatively well, if nothing else. Since they're not really armor piercing just yet. So far so good. Let's try and get his attention. I sadly don't have the acquisition systems to maximize my damage, but I can still get in close. And he is a level 10 fleet too, so we gotta be mindful of that. So just keep shooting it, force his hand some. And I did launch secret missiles, so that's fine there. So I do have a micro warp jump on hand, so any damage we can do to soften this up will be great. Let's be mindful, he is trying to shoot at my ships there, so let's be careful of the broadside weaponry. I don't have extended range on this thing yet, and I almost forgot I have experimental railgun as well. Of course the prow is gone there, but that's not a big deal just yet. Because it doesn't have adaptive deflectors, so that's not really a concern. Did I get the hit I wanted, though? I think I did. Let's force a micro-warp jump. We have bombers going, or I did have bombers going. So now he's running away. I'm going to take a lot of damage here, but I do have a repair drone and repairs going. I thought I did anyway. And what's it? He has adaptive deflectors, so let's try doing more damage. My shields are going to come down momentarily, though, but we can keep trying to hit these things. Try and do damage. He is going to micro-warp jump at some point, but I have to kind of stand my ground and be careful of the fact that he does have Fish's broadside weaponry, which is why the Protector was supposed to take point. Which it did a bad job of, in all honesty. But it's doing its job now at least, so I'm fine with that. I can't get my lock-on back up until the repairs are underway. So this is a bit of a weird matchup. Let's continue hitting this thing, because I have Secret Missile complement it. And actually, make sure the Sauce is not getting hit because, again, lack of extended sensors or adaptive deflector. Come on. I'm waiting for him to micro warp jump, mind you, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Keep an eye on my fighter count, so...
Disengaging pure tide.
Alright, he did micro warp jump, but... well, that doesn't help me a whole lot. And I am wondering if I should disengage or... I was wondering if I should have micro warp jump or not, in all seriousness, but I don't think it's needed. Not yet. The stronghold's taking a big beating. The Wardens are finally starting to die, but this will be dead in a moment, hopefully, as Brace for Impact's going to change that. So now's the time to micro warp jump. Now let's kill this thing quickly. He may have supercharged void shields still on, so let's be careful. I've been neglecting you poor little guys, but you've been doing well, at least on contributing fire. Now finish this Custodian off. Keep in mind that our broad side is kind of vulnerable here. Now, try and maximize damage. That thing should be dead, right? Nope, somehow it's still alive. Somehow the stronghold's still alive despite me sending all these bombers at it. So that's a bit of a shame. Alright. He now has wreckage, so that's a bit of a scare now. Because with his own ship kind of feeding his mining laser, this is gonna hurt some. Try and just do what damage we can. Hopefully, at the rear of this protector. It's gonna be a bit weird. Fire the laser. The Custodian's down. It soaked up a lot of fire, mind you, but this is not gonna do enough for me. That is unfortunate. I should try and commit to this, but I think this is over at this point. I didn't get quite the bomber damage I would want. It soaked a lot of damage, mind you, the Custodian, but I didn't quite have the firepower needed. I probably, in all seriousness, should have gone after... Should I have gone after the Protectors? That seems like a silly question. Because the Demiurge are the biggest threat, but with him easily being able to just micro-warp jump at will, I can't just force him to run away at 30%. Like I would want. So that's a shame. This is over. It seemed to have worked well, though. The big question was the flaw, because even though I was on his side, I was doing a lot of damage to his ships. Or I was absorbing the damage with the Saucane Protector really damn well. It was just it was more or less a mistake that I did, having the Saucane be up in front. Because the Protector took this broadside weaponry amazingly, I want to say. So hard to say. Hard to really say. Maybe I should have gone after the Protector and Saucane first. They would have been easier to kill, mind you. And there would have been less point defense, less fighters, so maybe I fell for the bait strategy as well, but... hard to say, because after all, if he had an asteroid belt, I would have to take the mining lasers super seriously. Without a doubt. I don't know what to say otherwise. A lot of it does come down to look at the recording there. Because that felt salt, I was taking a lot of fire. The Saucane never died despite me doing the mistake I mentioned about putting it in front there. Because it didn't have adaptive deflector, it didn't even have the extended, extra 100 points of shield, so... it wasn't doing much favors being up in front, but... the Protector seemed to like it was doing fine. Once I got in proper position... I'm gonna have to think on this, and now everything's breaking on me, seems like. I'm worried.